7-year-old Rocky Mountain mare, and we would love to be a part of the 2012 America's Favorite Trail Horse Competition in Texas. I'm going to do a few obstacles for you and show you what Nikki and I can do. Thank you.
I met my partner Nikki when she was 2 years old. Before we saw her in person, we were talking to the owner. The owner had said Nikki had had colic surgery as a weanling. She had impacted on shavings due to inattention on their part, but she recovered. At 2, they sent her to a trainer. Thankfully, she was only there for a week before we had seen her. So we decided to drive on over and look at the horse. Well, when we got there, there was nobody to be found on the property. We called and called. We walked down to the arena area, and there were about 5 horses all tied up at different points on the arena fence. Each of them had a heavy roping saddle on, and when we walked up to Nikki, we could actually see her ribs. She was very, very underweight, at least by a couple of 100 pounds. She had a dull, dead look in her eye and seemed very unhappy. Finally, a man came out to see us. It was the trainer's father, and he had said the trainer had gone to town for lunch and would be back. So we waited around for about 10 minutes. The trainer came back, and I said I had been interested in her, and so he suggested I get on her, which I really didn't want to do, but I just sat on her back. I just had a halter on her. And I looked at my husband eventually and said, we have got to take her out of here. So we went back to the owner's house and gave her a check for her and a couple of other horses to get them out of there. We took her home. She was very possessive of her food. It took about 2 or 3 months to get close to her while she was eating. Eventually, as she turned 3, I started doing groundwork from the beginning again, and finally started riding her when she was about 3.5. I thought I would just start to ride her and then sell her, because she really wasn't, she was very skinny, and I didn't see much potential. But as time passed, she and I developed a really close bond. I started using her for parades, for trail rides. We even went in a show when she was 4. And I thought, wow, this is going to be my horse. And so over the next 7 years, we've developed a great partnership together. Nikki still has her moments. She can be a little quirky, but for the most part, she looks for me and I look out for her. She's a really fun horse, and we've done so much together. I really think that if you gave us a chance, we'd do really well together at the 2012 Trail Horse Competition. We're at our friend Estella's here. The object she just jumped on is a mattress covered with a tarp. She had never ever been on a mattress before, and so I was very pleased that she went ahead and just stepped right up for me. You notice in the film some of the areas are sped up. I wanted to show everything as a continuous video for you, so I just sped up parts to get in under the 5-minute mark. Here we are at the creek across the street from us. At this time of year, it's running a little bit higher now, getting ready for winter. It's very rocky in the stream bed. The rocks are probably the size of 2 fists put together and larger. Here we go, and she's very cautious coming out of the water. I sped up here, showing her turning around. Here we go back down into the creek. The banks are quite steep. And we have our ever-present dog Isla behind us. She loves to go on trail rides. We just rested in the creek a little bit and are coming up again. I sure would love for you to consider having us as part of your competition. Thank you so much.